guys, welcome back to The Bright Side. Macy here, The Bright Side Girl. Today we're doing my reading vlog for HIKEATHON, starting with day 3. In case you missed it, I will link days 1 and 2 up in the cards. I already put that video up, so we are ready to start fresh. Recap for where we left off. I have about 2 hours left in Electric Kingdom. I am really enjoying this one. We're going to finish this hopefully soon today, and then we're going to start something a little bit shorter for the rest of today. I do have some plans today. I'm going wedding dress shopping with my sister for the first time, so this morning / afternoon is going to be spent doing some wedding shopping and probably going to lunch. I'm going to try to squeeze in a hike-a-thon-ish activity, like looking at some nature things at Hobby Lobby or going to a library or a little free library or something. Then we'll come back and do our hike a little bit later today and just all the rest of the work and everything I need to do. However, I did start A Land So Wide by Erin A. Craig. I have an arc of this. Erin is one of my favorite authors. 13th Child was my favorite book of last year, I think, or tied for my favorite book. One of my favorite books of all time now. I adore her House of Salt and Sorrows duology. I think I only have one book left to read from her. This is her adult debut, which I was nervous about for 2 reasons. Sometimes YA only authors, when they write adult books, I have not liked them. This has happened like 4 or 5 times. My theory is that sometimes they feel like they kind of need to prove themselves as an adult author, and I feel like the adult content, like the spice, violence, or cursing, or things like that will be more intense than like just a traditional adult read. That's at least the case that I have found with some of these adult debuts, which is unfortunate. This does not seem to be the case with this one. It's actually reading very YA right now, which for me is a plus because her writing style hasn't really changed, and I don't feel like she's going over the top with adult themes. I don't know, something about it is still feeling a little bit YA, like the characters are 27, but I could have sworn they were like 18. It does have like a The Village vibe about it, if you're familiar with that movie, where it feels like they're in this like isolated town. There's like magical woods that they're not supposed to go into, and they have to make offerings to these creatures for protection. They're in the Canadian wilderness. It definitely has kind of like a pioneer type vibe about it. So the characters are a little bit more innocent, and then they have this like hunt that they have to do. I don't really know. I'm going in kind of blind, but I'm liking it so far. I think I got 10% in. My one qualm with reading arcs, especially because they're on ebook, is that I can't tell how many pages I've read because it just doesn't show up properly on the Kindle. But I'm liking it so far. And then I have another physical read that I need to jump back into as well. Lots of things happening. So I'm going to take you with us. I probably won't like show you her trying on dresses, obviously, but I'll film whatever I can outside of that today. Like, it's about a 30-minute drive, so I'll have some good listening time. That is the plans for right now. So we're going to get going. All right, I am back. It is now 5 p.m. I got home around 3 o'clock after our adventures, and then I just grabbed Ledge, put him in the car, and went to the hiking trail, and we did a 50-minute hike, about 2.5 miles. I'm so tired. The winds are crazy today, and the allergies are so bad. I'm sensitive to allergies all the time, but even my mom and my sister said they felt like garbage when they woke up because of how windy it is. So it took like everything in me to do that hike, but we got it done. My sister found a dress, so that was really exciting. She actually bought the first one that she tried on. Wasn't wanting necessarily like a true wedding dress, and she wasn't wanting to spend like a crazy amount of money on it. We went to one bridal shop in the mall, and then we went to Macy's and looked at like all of the formal gowns, and she found a really pretty one. Had like gold embroidery on it. It looked amazing. It was really good for her style. I even tried on a dress that I really liked. It was really pretty, but I didn't get it. I also tried on a couple things for possible bridesmaid gowns. I haven't figured out exactly what she wants for us to wear yet, but we got some stuff done, which is good because it's coming up really fast. Okay, so on my drive and on the hike, I finished the Electric Kingdom, and I really, really enjoyed this. I think I'm gonna give it like a 4.5 star. I might up it to a 5 after a while. I wasn't like obsessed with the ending, but I also really liked it at the same time. It was very unique, and it had to do with like parallel universes and living different lives, which I really love. And it just had all the hikeathon vibes, like they were on a journey, they were trying to survive, they were out in nature, they came into some brutal situation. There was some kind of somewhat brutal stuff that happened at the end. Nothing too crazy, but I was a little surprised. The dog was okay, so just know that going in. And I really liked the writing style. I liked the way the friendships were written. I liked the way all the stories kind of connected together. So yeah, a really great read. I did start a new audio, but I'll tell you about it tomorrow. And then I got some more book mail. So I am getting sent a bunch of indie mermaid books, and I think one or two like traditionally published ones as well from different authors. I put out like the siren call, as I say, and asked for anyone that wanted their book to be in the Mermaid Marathon giveaway, since it's my biggest readathon. And Melanie Carsack, who's one of my favorite, if not my favorite indie author, sent me The Glass Mermaid. This is just a short little novella that she has written. I read it last year. I enjoyed it. It was really good, but I like a lot of her other books. I read a Christmas Carol retelling from her and a Red Riding Hood / with werewolves book that I really like. And then she was so sweet. She sent me The Vintage Medium, which is another one of her books that I've been wanting to read, and she said this one was just for me. So that was really nice. And look how like cute and cozy and fallish it is. I love her new covers. These are new covers. So that was very exciting. Okay, I'm really tired and crabby, so I'm gonna go sit down, watch some TV, hang out, eat some dinner, and call it good. Maybe go to bed early and hopefully physically read some, and I'll see you guys tomorrow. Hey guys, I'm not sure if you can see me very well or hear me very well. It is very loud out here, but I wanted to pop in, say happy Thursday. Did not get a chance to check in again yesterday. We have not done our hike for today because we're gonna do it later tonight. And then I started The Guide by Peter Heller. This is about a fishing lodge that is catered to millionaires. It's like in this remote place. There's supposed to be like viruses that are easy to contract in this world. Some of them are COVID, some not. And so they have this like exclusive resort where you can go to be safe, and it's like $20,000 a week to go and fish and like can get massages and all this stuff. And we're following this guide that has gotten the job there for the first time, and he is escorting around this famous singer. But then he starts to realize that this new job is not exactly what he thinks, and the place may not be what it says it is. I'm actually almost done because it's really short, and I am loving it as well. So it is 2 o'clock in the afternoon. I'm gonna come out here and do quite a bit of gardening. So I'm gonna take you around and show you a few things, and then I'm gonna head up and go pick up Jeff. We're gonna do a hike where he works, which is about 40 minutes away from here. There's some different hiking trails. Grab like a quick dinner snack or something. We're gonna do the hike together tonight. I needed to stay home and like get a bunch of things done, so I got all of that taken care of. Everything's going really good so far. I read some of my physical book this morning, so I will take you around and show you the garden. All right, we are still in the majorly planting and cleaning up stage. I am a little bit behind because of how pretty my nasturtiums grew. You can see those in the last reading vlog. So I just planted this bed like a week ago. We're trying to do parsnips. I've never done them before. It takes like 2 weeks for them to sprout. so I'm waiting impatiently. I gotta water this soil because it's looking dry. And then I have some celery and some other things going on. These guys are the problem. I had nasturtiums growing everywhere of their own accord, and I just kind of let them. They were in this other bed as well. So I have to pull these out very soon so I can plant this bed, but I'm not quite ready for it. Then in this bed, we have some milkweed, which is native to California, and what the monarch butterflies like. I need to plant more because the butterflies like this, but also the bees and the hummingbirds. We have peppers and eggplants and onions, a little bit of lettuce. In this bed, more onions, more peppers. I put some green beans, nasturtiums I need to take out. Jeff built me this walkway, I think last fall. We have a green bean that's actually growing out of a crack in the ground over here, but it's so happy. I'm letting it do its thing. Peppers, we've got almost some ripe blackberries here. Hanging baskets. I put some squash over here. There is supposed to be green beans coming up, but they're not coming up yet either. I think this is called Okinawa spinach, and more plants, more blackberries back here. We have a strawberry bed that I made out of our old fire pit. Tomato that's really happy in this pot right here. Over here we've got more blackberries, and more raspberries. These are varieties that are designed to go in containers, and I've become obsessed with them. I mean, look how many. These plants are a couple years old, so they're just like, we're gonna be loaded soon. This fig tree that I planted in a pot that was not supposed to get this big, but it has. Rose bush that I got, like a tiny rose bush from Sprouts, and I planted it out. Mini tomato, big tomato, another basket, some lemon thyme, a cucumber, marigolds. These are called cucamelons. There's like a ton of these in here. They're gonna grow up this. This is a ground cherry, and then Jeff made me these new tomato beds this year. This one got planted first, as you can tell, so very happy right now with different varieties. Some lettuce, more tomatoes and marigolds, and then more tomatoes and lettuce and things over here. I won't go over this area because I haven't redone anything, but we'll do the pots in that section a little bit later. But everything is a little bit messy, but still very happy. And my ledge flower is so pretty. Okay, it's now almost 5 o'clock, so I'm more than done for the day. I replanted our front flower bed, and then I planted a blueberry bush and some dahlia bulbs. A pretty good accomplished day. We're not going to be here this weekend, so I won't have time to do things on the weekend like I normally do. We'll talk about those plans a little bit later. All right, then I started and completed the guide. I started this yesterday and finished this today, so I didn't get a chance to check in with you. This is only 7 hours on audio, so it took me about 4 to listen to. This was very interesting. I'm not sure how I feel about it entirely. The atmosphere and the mood was really good because we're at this like retreat fishing lodge, so it's got a lot of nature elements, and we're like going fishing, and we're like on the river and the lake, and then you're trying to figure out the mystery of what this place actually is. It's supposed to be like for billionaires and celebrities to go and like get away from everything and be in like a safe area, both from the general public but also from the pandemic and the viruses. It does talk about COVID, but there are other viruses too, so it's not just focused on COVID. So our main character is working at this lodge. It's a new job for him, and he's not really sure what the retreat is actually about, and his client he starts to kind of fall for, so there's a little romance in here. Overall, I thought it was good. It kind of reads like a novella. It was mysterious, medium paced, and I liked the nature elements a lot. Like a 3.5, I would say. Okay, so for this one, we're gonna do the post-apocalyptic badge because I don't think I'm gonna read any other post-apocalyptic books this readathon. I may change things around, but that's the badge that I'm gonna use for this. I'm really trying to hit all 12 different ones if I can. And then for this one, I'm gonna use the mountains on the cover because we've got some mountains over here. So that's the badge that we're using for that one. 3 reading badges down, so going good so far. And then I have done a hike. I have visited a little free library. I've done an outside activity. I've gone to a park. So the only 2 activity badges I have left are picnic and read outside. And I'm hoping to do both of those this weekend. So we'll be completely done with the activity badges. Yay. All right, then I did start another one while I was gardening that I'll show you in a second because we have more book mail. This is like more book mail than I usually get. This one is from a friend. I actually bought a special edition from her that I wanted to read for HIKEATHON that I am currently reading. And then it feels like she sent me some other things because this box is kind of heavy. So, Online bookish friends are the very best. We bonded over mermaids originally, but then we've continued being friends because of HIKEATHON and like nature and stuff and books in general. Oh, okay, awesome. She sent me Silver in the Bone by Alexandra Bracken. This is the Fairy Loot edition. Originally, I was gonna do a reading every Fairy Loot from 2024 video. I never got around to it. This is so pretty. I may still do something like that. This is a King Arthur retelling. I've read a couple books from Alexandra and I like her writing style, so curious to check this out. Oh, she sent me a copy of Lies Like Poison. This is one that I think she read for the flower readathon. Look how pretty. Poppy, Lily, and Belladonna would do anything to protect their best friend Raven, so when they discover he was suffering abuse at the hands of his stepmother, they came up with a lethal plan. Petals of Poppy, Belladonna, and Lily in her evening tea, so she'd never be able to hurt Raven again. Got like a fairy tale element almost. Then this is the one that I bought from her because it just sounded too perfect, and that is What the Woods Took by Courtney Gould. Look how foresty and pretty. Oh my gosh. I haven't seen the inside before. I think this is the Fairy Loot edition. Don't be scared of the quiet. And don't be scared of the dark. Reverse dust jacket is just a straight up forest. That is very cool. Berries on the edges. Looks like blackberries. Very, very cool. So this is my current audiobook because I needed one with woods in the title. We're following Devin, and she is a foster child. She has been with her current foster family for 6 months. She's very troubled. She has been jumping from foster home to foster home. Kind of a difficult kid. And one day she wakes up, these men come and like take her and put her in a car, and she finds out that her foster parents have signed her up for this wilderness teen rehabilitation center, and it's a new style. So they have a bunch of troubled teens and they do like wilderness survival activities to kind of get them back in shape. But I'm assuming mysterious and dark things will happen. But we're gonna be in the woods and we're gonna be like camping and stuff, and it just sounds amazing. So I'm enjoying the audio so far. I'm not very far in. Very excited about this. Oh, and then she sent me a couple little knickknacks. So she sent me a hiking journal. That's cute. So you can put the date and the elements and the location and who you hiked with. This is so cute. Oh my gosh, adorable. I will definitely be using that. A Throne of Glass sticker, which is really cool. It has all of the books. We're doing a buddy read of Throne of Glass right now. She's read it before, but a bunch of us are reading it. And then another little journal that is just like a really pretty journal. The universe is kind of speaking to me because I've been getting a lot of journals lately and I haven't been journaling, but I used to like do gratitude lists and things. It's very nature-ish, so that's really cool. Okay, so now I'm gonna go pick up Jeff. We're gonna go grab something to eat real quick and go on our hike for the day, and then I'm gonna come home and just like crash and stuff. So I'll take you guys with me while we're doing all the hiking, and then I'll see you tomorrow. It's Friday now. Coming in to kind of wrap up this reading vlog. I am still reading What the Woods Took. I am enjoying it so far. We'll chat about that in the next one. This is how our hike went yesterday. We did about 2.5 miles, I think, in 50 minutes. So not too bad for an evening walk. I have some really fun plans starting today, which is the next reading vlog. So stay tuned for that. Reading and everything is going so good so far. Make sure you check out that first reading vlog. Don't forget to follow me on Instagram at The Bright Side Girl if you haven't already, and I will see you guys in the next one.